then I just started listening to the rest as well. And I was like, holy shit, damn, I love it. Can't wait to see her live. I even checked today if she's going on tour or not, Elsie, but not to us. I could go to Germany or to France or, yeah, concert. No concerts near my area. Wah. So yeah, this was Gasoline. I Controller listened to as well. Listen up, you're scaring me. Who is in control? I love that one as well. I would love to hear that song like as a duet, like the song Control, with like one more like lighter voice and one like deeper, darker voice, like switching like personalities, like who's in control and who is in control, like switching it up a little bit, parts of the like chorus and stuff. I feel like that would fit really well. Anyway, we are here to do funny voices. Alright, Act 2, Starlight Sonata, Interlude. I hope that's where we left off. Apparently we did the 13th of the Asphalt Moon. Alright, let's start the day and let's do some voices. Let's hope I remember all of them. And yeah, and let's hope I don't have to do any new voices because I'm literally ran out. Quite literally. God! Wait, what are you two doing here? What are they two doing here? They're from another video game. They're from Monster Prom, a game that we should, by the way, play together one day. What are they doing here? That's Polly the ghost and that's Scott the werewolf. I would recognize them anywhere. Alright, I'm gonna give them the voices I gave them in the game as well. So, there's gonna be copy of voices now. I'm sorry guys, but whatever. Oh, I knew we took the right path. Who said we can't road trip all by ourselves? That's a reference to Monster Prom 3 road trip. Liam did, I think. I think that was perhaps a rhetorical question. Whoa, dude. Didn't see you there. What's up? Sky, last time I checked. It better be. It's very confusing otherwise. Very true. Is this your quip? It is indeed. Welcome to the Wayfarers Inn. With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking? It's Polly and Scott. 100 million euro. Yes! I know my shit. I love the game. What are you two doing here? Explain. Polly guys, and the goodest of boys, Scott Howell. And together we are the Prank Masters. Oh yeah, I remember that cutscenes. Oh god. With a C. Woo. Pleasure to meet you. I'm your humble innkeeper. Awesome. What drinks do you serve? Oof, yeah. In desperate need of some booze. I'm sorry to disappoint, but I don't serve booze. What? Why? The age rating system is quite harsh on such things. And I've got to keep the place open somehow. I'm sorry. It's the voices I gave them in the game. I didn't expect the characters those two to show up, okay? I feel you. I've got some burns to carry. What else have you got? Magical beverages can enhance your abilities. Even rumored they might influence your fate. Whoa, that's so cool, dude. Like an influencer, but for fate. A fate influencer. It would go so hard a moment, Graham. It's pretty hardy as well. But Keep, please influence how fat I eat before I get bored. I'm feeling incredibly depleted from this weird AF trip. Sounds like you're in dire need of some stamina. So, I think you could use something a bit stronger than usual. Dope. Give me the strongest potion. Technically... never mind. Right, what drink do we want to make for them? Actually, strength potion? Polly doesn't seem like she would drink a strength I know Polly, she wouldn't drink a strength potion. Also, I don't need the recipe for the Southern Brawler, I know it by heart. I'm sorry, it's only for her, the female voice, by the way. Oh, okay. Then you don't get to hear the real voices. Oh well, you can always watch on YouTube. A funky drink for a funky gal. Let's see. Wow, this is good. Very good. So good, I don't even miss the booze. Well, maybe a little bit. I'll take that as a compliment. Try this, Scott. Ooh, that tickles. Just like pickle shoes. So, Scott, how would you like a drink as well? No. But you could tell us where we are and what cool things we can check out around here. You're in Senef, in the Republic of Isoa. Are you lost? Brain-rotted your Irish teacher? I mean, she's teaching her Irish, so she has to be brain-rotted in the first place. Nope. At least not as long as we're having a blast. You do seem slightly out of this world, though. Ooh. Maybe onto something, potion seller? I'm not... You know, we were road tripping, supposed to be the trip of our lives. And something weird happened. We were about to take the next turn at the crossroads and then whoosh! The portal opened up, and I couldn't hit the brakes in time. Yeah, drove straight through and ended up on a gravel road. Everything seemed different and dated. So dated. Dated? Duh! I've seen and done plenty of weird stuff, but this is a different kind of weird. So weird. No cars, only carriages and stuff. Cars? Yes. You mean cars? Kinda. More like carriages, but without the horses. I'm afraid I've got no clue what you're talking about. I don't think cars exist here, Scott. Might make sense that my phone isn't signal either. What makes sense? We learned it in the past. Whoa. Does that mean we time traveled? Yeah. That's so cool. Now time travel is possible. Sounds more like you participated in inter-universal travel. Which is rare, but happens occasionally. Wait. When you're saying this, we're super special. Lucky to have participated in such an event? Likely. Dope. This is science, Scott. The universe sent us here to wreak havoc. Oh. The prank monsters will strike again. Soon. After a nap. Can we take a nap, Polly? Good idea. Hey, funky magic mystery pal. You better get to writing that tour guide. I'll see what I can do. Good. You have a room for us? Of course. Got a room upstairs. Just ignore the scratching sounds and leaking water by the iron door. Don't worry, we've seen worse than that. I've plenty of experience with sea monsters. Always hyped to meet more. You're in a bit in keep. Come on, Scott. Let's hit the sheets. Maybe I should add some do not enter signs. Alright, now we come to the normal voices, okay? I swear. Oh god. Hello. Glad to see you, buyer. Thank you for having me. Now, that. The friend's dispute still ailing you? Still so lonely, lonely, lonely. I came to ask, have you sent someone to help my friends? I did, actually. You did? Yes. I sent Fable and Aura to solve the dispute. Oh. Let's hope I'll be friends again soon, so we can have tea parties again. And I can stop being lonely. At least people are visiting my spa. That's good. Thank you for handing out my coupons. Did I hear spa? Yes. Doesn't that sound like something's good? Ooh, I love spa things. Alright, Moon. Was nice having you. Sleep well. Don't go too late to bed. You've gotta go to school tomorrow and stuff. No promises. Now, are you a tour guide, sweet park ranger? Tour guide? Do you want to visit my spa? These two are Polly guys and Scartown. They're currently looking for entertainment. Anyway, back home. But entertainment first, obviously. Incredibly boring here. No offense, funky magic mystery bell. None taken. Where is your home? In a portal or something. Yeah, I came through a portal, which in itself is pretty rad. But we've had a medieval tavern experience and all. It was so good while it lasted, but it's time to move on. Move on to my spa. Something like that. Which makes me think. Buyer, do you think you could help them find a way back home? Of course. You can do that? But first, you have to visit my spa. Nothing easier than that. I'm in need of facial anyway. The area is so dry. My pork water is especially moisturizing. Wait. Does that mean we get to go skinny dipping in some hot springs? Oh yes, absolutely. My hot springs are the best. Cool. So pizza up at your spot and a road trip back home? Joining us for the ride, sweet park creature? Please say yes. We'll see. I'll first show you the portal and my spa. You bring them to the portal and take a ride with them through it. Might help you with your loneliness. You think so? Yes. No one's lonely on the ride with the prank masters. I'll think about it. Which portal do you want to take? The one for Avalon
full of dreams and forests. What a wonderful twilight chasm. A place full of dread and weird fishes.
Ooh, the Twilight Chasm sounds spooky. I love spooky. I love dreams. They're so weird. Like the one dream I had where I was my own dad.
Where should I lead them, innkeeper?
Knowing them, a trip for the nightmare realm seriously fun.
Nightmares? Heck yeah, I've not one of those in a while.
Sounds dope.
Make sure you don't lose your minds, though.
No promises.
Can't wait to show you my mud masks.
Can't wait to show you the world, sweet bog creature.
My name is Baya. Oh, whoa.
Then let's hit the road, Baya. Enjoy your trip and safe travels. Goodbye, potion seller.
See you. Woo. Goodbye, innkeeper.
I'm glad Baya could find a little comfort in those peculiar visitors at least. Excited to hear the story she'll tell when she gets back, if she gets back. Because the Monster Prom universe is crazy. I don't even know if she would want to come back in the first place. If you would be, whoa. It's like, whoa. Holy Jesus. Anyway, back to the main story, I guess. Wait, what? Huh? Alright, that was so random. Okay, I guess it was just an extra day or something. What the hell was that? I was like, that was so random. I mean, I was just so random. If you know me, I like the Monster Prom games, and if you know the Monster Prom games and you're just watching this video and like, whoa. Well, it was the same reaction I just had to like Polly and Scott being here. Oh, where's Damon? Damien, my favorite demon boy. Oh, damn. Anyway. Next day. That was a quick one. Jesus. Oh, ooh. Good evening, innkeeper. Good evening, Grace. Can I ask you for a drink? Anytime. What can I do you for? I'm pretty spent. You have something that will keep my mind awake for a little longer? I should have something that can do just that. One moment. Alright, the sparkling apple are coming right up. That's like the weirdest drink to make with 2 charms. Yes, it is. A drink for the mind and soul. Enjoy. Thank you. This is just what I needed. Are you still so tired? Thought you were done with your thesis. I am. Which also means I need to figure out what to do next. The possibilities are endless, not boundless. So, considerations are a complicated endeavor. Have you considered a break? I have. Say, innkeeper, if you had forever, what would you do with it? I've never thought about that before. I like being an innkeeper, so I could just keep doing this forever. Relaxing and safe, and I get to meet the most wonderful people and wizards all day. Forever is a really long time. Isn't there anything else you would like to do? I'd love to go on a road trip. Really? Where to? Anywhere, really. See the world, the forest, the seas. Stop by each of the 5 interplanar portals and see what all the hype is about. Would you go through? I'm not sure. More thinking about having a picnic and a conversation nearby, maybe a nap. Could rate them by which fruits grow around them. Now you're making me curious. Will you send me your studies? You'll be the first to know. What would you do with immortality? I would learn everything there is to learn, every language, instrument, skill, and facet of mortal existence. I would travel the plains with my brother and learn even more. An infinite amount of tea parties. Not come to those. When we were little, Max would always make all the stuffed animals dance around our little tea table. We didn't have money for music boxes, so he just made up songs for them to dance to, sang them to me. By the time, I would love to write down all the songs and run dances for them. You should make time for that. It's your time, after all. And besides, well, you don't have forever. You do have quite a lot. An elven lifespan is nothing to scoff at, even if you only get half. Not if you get the human side of the lifespan. Oh. Yeah, that's less time. It is. But I'll make the most of it. What will you do next then? I'm not sure yet. I was thinking about going to Ashvallow, capital of the magocracy. I heard the libraries there are 60 stories tall and rivers flow through the sky in an exuberant display of mana. Sounds like paradise for someone like you. Yes, but Max really wants to stay here. He likes Visoa, Zenith, Yashan Grove. I think he likes how quiet it is, if you would believe it. I don't think he'd like the bustle of it all. I mean, you could just go without him. There's a Marco-Croatian embassy and so forth. Teleportation is expensive but reliable. I don't think he wants to go back to Sofort either, and I won't make him. Teleport himself then. He really shouldn't. It's quite a long distance and he's always been awful at teleportation. We could take a ship. I appreciate the effort, but I don't think a ship would help make the distance acceptable for him. He's always going to follow me, no matter where I go. I think he doesn't miss out on any adventures or celebrations or funerals. You can just tell him you want to go alone. And then he'd be alone too. Just talk to him, Grace. I don't want to spend our time together fighting. Just don't want him to spend it mourning me neither. You should tell him that. You'll have enough time to mourn you when you're gone. Unlike life that never ends. I suppose you're right. I'd like to leave something you can remember me by. Maybe I'll build my own wizard tower. Please do. I love those. Did you hear about that one on Molia near Dalwell? The one with the infamous Magocracian fugitive? The very same. It seems that its wizard has disappeared without a wave, leaving his tower vacant. I've always wanted to stop by for tea, but I don't want to be rude and intrusive, so I haven't. I wonder what he left behind. I'm sure it's a collection of fascinations and possibilities. And you just teleport in, you know, just to check. You can exactly teleport in and out of well-protected places or willy-nilly. You might end up trapped or on a whole nother plane. You might. Maybe that's what happened to the wizard. Maybe. No one seems to know what happened to him, or who he even was. And no one seemed interested in finding out either. Isn't that sad? A little. I don't want to disappear like that. You won't. I'll tell you a story for as long as I'm around. How long is that? For as long as the world will bear me. You're very easy to bear. Thank you, Grace. Would you like to stay a little while? Please, find your inn truly inspiring. I'll be here if you need a rubber duck. I'm counting on it. Hey, Fable. And alright, you're both back. That was fair. I mean, I guess it was 2 days because the first day. Okay, that was the best day. Hiya, innkeeper. Wait, innkeeper? No. I'm just. Hiya, you two. I think, please, or two actually. Sure thing. Actually, what name are we on right now? Well, always still fine. Come on, that was a whole week ago. I was busy. Want to come up with a new one there now then? Can I come up with one? Sure. How about Kumo? I feel like you look like a Kumo. It fits. Yes, your favorite tavern. Welcome to your favorite tavern. Would you like a drink? Probably not me opening a drink right now. He is just stealthy as a spider. And just as cute. Perfect. Let me hand you a drink then. I'll take your word for it. Ooh, our drinks. Can we get them now? Alright, now his name, we just changed his name to Kumo. This is his new name. Like his 7th name now. Of course. What would you like? Something sweet. Bubbly maybe. You can find something that... you know? Sure. I'll see if I can find the words you're looking for. Sweet and bubbly. Sunny Breeze is a classic, but let's give him the 1000 Winds for once. Or anything. I don't want him giving the Spoken Heart. Don't like the idea. Yeah, sure, let's make a 1000 Winds. I've made that one in a while. Oh wait, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means I need an infusion. Not that. Actually, that infusion helps. I'm just gonna use that. That. 1000 Winds. That's liquid charisma for those in need. Maybe you should try it then. Do you want to send it back? No, it's good. Glad to hear that. Fable, what can I get you? Maybe something that will make me feel like I could lift 1,000 clouds. Like I've got the strength of a dragon or something like that. Kellen always says it's pretty tasty. I see. Kellen special then. Alright, normally I would just go for the Sailor's Courage. But she wants the Kellen special. Which means we're gonna make a classic. one shot of charisma and one shot of defense. Southern Brawler coming straight up. A regular's favorite for another regular. Thank you. It's delicious as usual. So how was your day, Cyan? Played some Borderlands? That's what I like to hear. I like the new hair, by the way. Oh, you do? Thank you. It looks really nice, right? Kumo braided it for me. He helped me come down after we encountered the Mary Morgan. But I should probably start at the beginning, right? I'd appreciate that. Alright, so what happened at the beginning? The ship to Boreas. Right. I was a bit worried about the journey we were embarking on. After all, seas around Boreas are endlessly hard to traverse. All the wild magic around it and all. But just before we left Zenith, we ran into Una in the midst of an arm wrestling match against Iniko. We took the opportunity to ask her for advice. But maybe she had traveled there before. Could have also asked me. She was closer. Right. Did she have any good advice? She did. With her help, we were able to avoid all of the dangerous maelstrom, sea stacks, and iceberg elementals. That must have made for a very relaxing journey. It did. It's very inspiring too. We were able to see the dancing, colorful auroras in the night sky as we drew closer. They were starless, but still breathtakingly gorgeous. They even started on a new song. It wasn't ready to be shared yet though. I just wanted a sneak peek. You should have snuck better. A new song. Can I hear it? What a great timing, damn. That explains we didn't answer. Great English. I didn't answer how your day was and did you play some Borderlands? Nice. I also played some Borderlands. I did some stuff, leveled up to level 10. I died once and paid so much money, it was like, like, I don't know. I don't know how I make money. Like, I know how I get the money and stuff, but yeah, it's horrible. And I'm still making more money than when I die somehow. But I also pay like so much cash. And I'm just like, what? How even am I in the plus? You should be in the negatives. Can you go into the negatives? If I could, I probably would. Oh. It's not done yet. Thanks Una, we made it to Boreas a lot faster than we had planned. We also docked far away from the typical explorer's route. It's completely abandoned by everything but nature, as if no one but us had been there before. Oh. Sorry, the beer's coming up. Kind of exciting. Oh. Whoa. Very adventurous for sure. As we headed inland, we were quickly swallowed by a fog that engulfs almost the entire island, and moved in strange patterns, creating unidentifiable forms within the mist that hungered for life. The thickets rustled as we walked by, whether moved by wind or by creatures we couldn't tell. The trees were shaped Strangely, shimmering portals forming into empty husks. Our own quiet breaths were often interrupted by shrill, seeking sounds that seemed to come from wide above us. It was almost idyllic. It was scary. It was mostly scary. I wouldn't have minded strolling around until we ran into something roaming the island, but it was a little cold, so... Found the local to ask for directions. While wandering around, we came across a clearing surrounded by tall trees, or rather, one tree. All of them were connected, intertwined with one another. For one of their twisted connections, a waterfall of no discernible origin was flowing into a small pond, and in its midst rested a nymph, a real nymph, doing taxes. She was weaving flower crowns with a fish. She was beautiful, with long black hair and skin that glistened in the sunlight, being reflected off the waterfall. Her eyes felt like sparkling gemstones, and the smile was full of kindness. Also, what happened to my voice there? What the fuck is going on? Anyway. She was alright, but also the only person around. So, Fable asked her for directions. No. Fable asked her about everything but directions. I asked her for directions. She was very helpful. She even gave us a gift. A gift? That's sweet. She gave us earplugs against the Banshee song, so our bones wouldn't shatter. Very helpful. Did you offer to write her a jingle in return? I did. She said if we were to survive the encounter with the Banshee, I could come back and she'd think of what she'd need a jingle for. She was thinking about setting up a dragonfly exhibition, maybe for that. Who would she even advertise to? Frogs? And toads? Banshee was our first priority, so we stealthily made our way to the Lonesome Lagoon with earplugs in our ears. We mostly walked and talked about favorite dragonflies. We finally approached the Lonesome Lagoon. A thick mist enveloped us. Suddenly it became so cold we could see our own ragged breaths. And then we heard it. A song filled with all the soul of the world compressed into a single note. It sounded really nice. There was so much emotion in that song. Sadness, longing, yearning, anger. We wanted to be light and wait until she was done singing, but she just kept going like tears that wouldn't stop. So I decided to be a little wood, step forward and said hello. They said, "Hello, Benji. I really like your song." I confused the Benji so much that she stopped. She smiled, baring a row of deadly sharp teeth. It was very nice actually. She asked if we wanted to steal from her lagoon. When we said no, she invited us to sing along. Did you? Of course. It was kind of fun. It was, and I thought, what better time to bring up the Marie Morgan but now? So lead with, I bet you do this with your girlfriend all the time, right? Oh. Ooh. Seems about right. She suddenly looked at me with hatred and anger and then just started screaming. I was very thankful for the earplugs at that moment. I think without them, my bones might have melted. That and more. That was our cue to leave, so I pulled Fable back into the thicket of the Borean forest. Obviously, we can't just leave it at that failure, so we looked around for a peace offering. We found some spunky pink thrones with a pattern of like ghost tortoises on them. We thought she might like them. Is she talking about leeches? Or lychee? The fruit? I don't know what it's called in English, but we call it lychee. She liked him enough to stop screaming at us, and we sat down at the side of the lagoon to talk. Beautiful, by the way. Right in the middle is the giant portal to the Twilight Chasm. It colors the water this deep, dark blue, with swirling clouds of darkness within. Oh, there were bones floating in the lagoon too. I almost brought one for your tavern. Didn't you? Like, I'm glad you didn't. Why didn't you bring me a bone for my tavern? I thought you wouldn't like it. I love bones. I'll keep that in mind for the future. Banshee actually fished out some bones to fidget with. Stopped her from screaming every time she brought up the Marie Morgan. Or Mamor, as she calls her. Turns out the Marie Morgan had been ignoring all of her calls. Ever since the Banshee was crowned Gaia's scariest monster by a screech magazine. She told us it carved a hole in their relationship that caused a lot of jealousy. And she was disappointed that Marie Morgan carried more about some stupid polarity contest than her. We asked if she wanted to talk about it with Marie Morgan herself. But she said that she didn't need to apologize for being scary. She was very thankful she got to talk about it though. She was holding it all in because she didn't want to burn by her with all the drama. She even offered us to spend the night at a nearby cave, which was really nice of her. Well, did you end up taking a nap at the lair? We thought about it, but it was filled to the brim with the riches of the dead, which was far too alluring to allow us to fall to the call of sleep. You found loot? You have my attention. What did you find? Hey, the innkeeper is just like me, a loot goblin. Gold, bones, skulls, jewels of all sizes. And the loot. It was broken, but I picked it up anyway. There was also a delicate silver mirror that had hearts carved all over it. Kuma recognized it as magical from its arcane markings. Melina showed me them in some book the other day, when the wizard in Sofort showed us around his library. It was a mirror of fast speech, lets you speak to anyone on this plane, given that you've seen them before. So you called Melly? No. We called Marie Morgan. Ah, that makes more sense. How did it go? Well, I had to be the one to make the call since Kuma had never met her. When her face appeared, all I could do was stare in horror as she gazed back at me. Felt like I was back in the Ashen Grove, leading adventurers to the doom, and I just froze. I took the mirror out of their hands. Her first words were threats of what she would do to us if we had dared to harm the Banshee. Of course we hadn't. That briefly calmed her down. Until I asked her why she wasn't here, if she was so worried about the Banshee's well-being. Avoiding the question, since this instead talked to us about the state of the lagoon. We complained it must be incredibly loud with all the tourists and whatnot. I assured her there were no tourists, at least none that were alive. So she asked what I was doing in the lair then. Honestly, I replied that the Banshee had offered us a place to stay in her cave. I quickly realized that I picked the wrong thing to say. Her eyes started bleeding black, ichor, and she began cursing us out in tongues. That's a nice mental image. That sounds fun. The mirror cracked onto her gaze and started bleeding black water. Are we in the ring right now? It was terrifying. And then we were just supposed to sleep there, so she couldn't crawl out of the mirror any second. After that happened, I thought that we shouldn't discuss our further plans in that cave. So I pulled Fable outside and we went for a walk. The nymph had mentioned this enchanted flower field where she collects flour for the fish. So we went there. Thought it might be a good spot. It was a good spot. Even though I couldn't stop shaking for a while, but the flowers really helped. As did not being alone. Was that when Kumo braided your hair? It was, yes. My hair kept falling in my face and was overwhelming me. So he sat me down and braided it away while I worked on rebuilding the loot. He said that some distraction would help. Working also really helped. Even if I asked a lot of stupid questions. They weren't stupid, just curious. Did you have a favorite one? That's where I learned to braid hair. That actually brought us further on our quest. How so? Well, I learned it from my mother. The only thing I feel I have left of her. It was her way of apologizing. She was not very good with words. It made me think. Sometimes people aren't very direct with what they mean. I have heard of that, yes. Like the Morgan. He didn't seem angry about the Banshee doing her in some fear pageant. He didn't even mention it once. He only got upset when she thought we had heard the Banshee. Or when she thought we were tourists. Or when we said we were staying in that cave. Like she was jealous of something entirely different from some issue of Screech Maga scene. He talked it through and decided where to get the two of them to talk. Face to face. Obviously, it would be difficult because of the distance, but I'd taken the mirror with me when we left. Thought it might be useful. Never the thief. Indeed. I used it to call Baya. I asked her to tell the Marie Morgan to come to Boreas. Fable mentioned she can teleport via plants. However that works. Can. Should try it out, it's nauseating. I think we'll pass. While I went to talk to the Banshee, Kumo picked up the Marie Morgan. She and I really connected in eyeliner techniques. When we arrived at the lagoon, they were immediately ready to claw at each other's throats. And not in a fun way. But somehow, we managed to convince them to sit down. We tried to get them to talk about their feelings, but they just kept talking past and over and away from each other. Arguing about an issue that didn't exist. So I had this crazy idea. Took out my new lute and asked them if they wanted to write a song together. They declined and insisted their voices would clash, but I thought at the very least it stopped them from arguing. Kumo helped me convince them by summoning tiny rain clouds, bitter pattering in a gentle melodic rhythm. I inspired them to give it a try. We asked them to pull all of the emotions about the whole situation into song. In the end, they harmonized together perfectly. Like the voices were made for each other in the gentle hum of my lute. It was beautiful. And a little bone-shattering, but very romantic. Most importantly, the song finally got them to understand each other. Like Kumo had suspected, the Marie Morgan was scared, not jealous, not that the Banshee was so popular. She feared the Banshee would become real busy with tourists visiting all the time. She assumed she wouldn't have time for her anymore. But the Banshee assured her she doesn't care about any of the tourists. Only about the Marie Morgan. And Baya, of course. He told them to talk to her too. Mentioned how much he had been missing them. They agreed to meet for a tea party in the Ashen Grove so Baya doesn't have to travel too far. Did you invite them to your barbecue? No. After After the outpouring of emotions, they wanted some time for themselves. I like how he's so afraid of the Marie Morgan. We just ask her, do you invite her to the barbecue? You know, it would be fun with the creature that he's so afraid of and he tried to drown you once. Like, doesn't sound anything weird at all. The quest was done. That only taken us 2 days, which was really efficient. Unfortunately, we had told the ship to pick us up in 3 days, so we were trapped on the island. So you swam back? What? No. What's wrong with you? The usual. We started brainstorming about what we could do while we waited. So I asked about the cheesecake recipe. But then I realized there wasn't anywhere to bake it. They don't have any taverns in Boreas. That was a stupid idea. It wasn't. Somewhere on the island had to be something to bake a cheesecake in. Find it something. We did, but it turned into its own small quest. First we had to find the right place for a little adventure. We met these lovely gnomes living in the little mushroom houses. And they offered to let us use their ovens. But they were too small. So they introduced us to the local toad hill giant. Its kitchen was enormous. It was easy to work in and one that was too small. Then the gnomes, the nymph, and the giant helped us get ingredients from all across the island. So we were able to make enough cheesecake for everybody. I burned mine a bit. And when we made the second batch for the ship's crew, they were already starting to turn out better. Kumo is a really good teacher. And you are a really good student. Thank you. The cake really lifted the crew's spirits on the journey back. We agreed to teach them the recipe once we hit land. Afterwards, they invited us to the captain's birthday party. Even introduced us to a traveling obelisk, sang us a song of the ancients. Showed us a shortcut through the Violifs mountain range, where we met some flaming songbirds. And now you're here. And now we're here. Well, I'm glad you didn't run off in the sunset together. I would never not tell you about my adventures. That's not what I meant. It just seems to me like you really enjoyed your time together. I thought maybe you wanted some more. Where are you two going next? I should probably talk to Melina. She was pretty mad when I left. I guess I should apologize, while I still can. Good idea. Do you want me to come with you? No. I think I need to do this alone, or rather, with her. And have to check in on Rufus too. Maybe Hex or there's some fun magic tricks in the meantime. You left her with Hex. And with Grace. Don't worry, nothing was set on fire. I should go. But before I go, do you maybe want to do something together later today or tomorrow? Yeah, okay, like in a thing. Oh, like hanging out together? We could play charades with the werewolves. I think he meant hanging out as in a date. Did you? Maybe I did. Oh. Okay, that sounds really fun. Cool, I'll pick you up, or I'll see you around, or whatever, I'll see you. Looking forward to it. Me too. Hmm. He asked me on a date. He did. That's... Oh. What? What do I do now? Do you think Archie has books on dating? Or should I ask the Hydra for advice? He probably knows about dating, right? Archie's still on his quest. Also, I'm right here. You're right. What should I do? Just go. See where it takes you. Or he takes you. Hopefully somewhere nice. I do feel safe with him. Maybe I should try trusting this more. Mostly, I think you should just be honest with him. Seems to like for you who you are. There's no need to hide. That's the scary thing. Why does he feel that way? Because you are lovely. People keep saying that. Sometimes I just feel a lot lovelier hiding, you know? To me it sounds like it's perhaps a bit too late for that. If you're listening in, you two were just very sweet. It's okay. I also thought it was very sweet. He was very sweet. But now that he's gone, I have time to think again. Oh no! Not time to think. That's the worst thing that can happen. At least to me. I know that for sure. Oh, the depressing thoughts coming up, but in her case it's gonna be different thoughts. And I'm not sure if it was supposed to be that type of sweet anymore. Maybe it was just being nice. He asked you on a date because he was just being nice. Well, maybe you feel bad for me or something. Innkeeper dear, I think Fable might be in need of another drink. Maybe something to untangle the thoughts, something for a quick escape from all this overthinking. That sounds good. I'll see what I can do, yeah. I'm gonna make it the most special drink I can do. Alright, the most swiftest drink apparently. Andu is best boy, I agree. Actually, we only have one drink that has full agility. Only the Swift Strike, this is so weird. Alright, let's pet Andu. Yay, he likes it. Oh, by the way, have you seen our new boy? I'm gonna show you our new boy once I finish the drink. Swift Strike coming up. Alright. When Melina and Aura, who was before called whatever, and has now called Jesus. Alright, I'm sorry. Kumo. I'm sorry, him. Kumo. Because God knows I will. He changes his name all the time. When Kumo was on the quest together with Melina, or known as Melly, they were looking like for a visit in the familiars, and they brought me a familiar up there on the right top. He's just chilling out there. On the little window on the bookshelf. It's like he heard me just started making bubbles. Yeah. Sandu doesn't feel so lonely anymore, apparently. Alright. Does this help? Very much so, thank you. I feel like now I can uncurl the yarn ball that is my brain. What do you think I should do? What do you want to do? I want to go on our date. I don't want to get to know him better. Maybe even get him to know me better too. Do you think he would like that? I think so, yes. Seems like you don't need our answers. You have yours already. Sometimes I just feel like I need permission to listen to my heart. Did you know that you can give that permission to yourself? I forget it every time, but I know you're right. I think I know what to do now. Somewhat. But I'll figure the rest out. Thank you for listening to me. I think sometimes that's all I really need when I'm scared. Nothing wrong with being scared, as long as you don't run from the things that make you happy. You're right. It took me a while to realize that. Running is so easy, you know. You always run where to go. Away. But staying? You have to actually look at yourself. Figure out what your part is in everything. Oh, this glass is currently just driving me crazy. Bend them a little bit. That can be a lot, but when I was on a journey back from Boreas, dancing with Kuma to the music of the navigator's fiddle, thinking about how I would have never gotten to that point if I hadn't put myself out there. I realized that life is so much more than a constant game of hide and seek, and the things that truly mean something. And I decided to stop running from life. Even if I'm scared. I want to do my best to face my problems. Even though it's terrifying, I know that I'm not alone. It's still about Kuma. No, he was never a problem. One of the reasons I'm not alone. Just like you. Good friends by my side, I can do anything. I can't wait to see what he will do. It might not be as impressive as you hope, but it will be me, and I'm excited about that. Me too. I'm really proud of you, Faber. Thank you for everything, especially the great advice. That was really great advice. Maybe you should take someone with you too. Grace? Maybe you should. But we all conquer life at our own pace. My personal next goal life is going to be reapplying my lip gloss. Maybe some blush. I do feel a little pale. Sure. Can I borrow a mirror for a bit, innkeeper? Of course. There's some free rooms and mirrors upstairs, right next to the acorn chimes. Just ignore the doors with the do not enter signs. You should have not said that. I want to, Jack. Please don't. I won't. I'm polite. Or am I? Let's hope she won't find all the nightmare creatures you've locked up there. Let's. Have you ever visited the Twilight Chasm? Not for long enough to capture any creatures. I see. You're thinking about Innkeeper? Oh, you know, Innkeeper things. I don't know. I mean, there's not an innkeeper in all. Right. That song I mentioned. I've only started writing on the ship. I know it's not done yet, but how about a little sneak peek? To see if it would make for a good jingle. I don't think it's jingle material. I don't mind sharing it with you. Just keep in mind that it's in work in progress. Of course. I couldn't have added an actual singer for this. Damn. There's a calling on the wind beneath the talk of the keep. I've heard the tales, set the sails. Now it's time for me to leave. That sounds like a great opener. Do you like it? Wonderful. Can't wait to hear more. Me too. But it's still a little rough around the edges. I feel like it's missing something. Maybe the next adventure. Maybe. Well, let me know when it's done. Of course. Can't wait to show you the finished version. Thank you, Faber. I'm proud of you. Or maybe finally finishing a song? Or not running. Oh, thank you. Me too. Innkeeper. You ever think about taking your own advice? All the time, but I don't. Why don't you? I don't know. It's hard, I know, but I promise I believe in you as much as you believe in me, and I know we'll both be okay. I would like that. Me too. Well, talked a lot today. I'll give you some space. Maybe it's time to stop running. Should I? Is it time to read that letter? Yes! He will not do it, but yes, sure. Oh. That was easy. Guess I've been wanting to for a while. Let's hope for no regrets. Alright. So, the really big bad guy.
My dearest friend, long has it been since we've talked last. Long has it been since everything has been seared away by the cold flames of death. I wish I could still remember our last conversation, but it's waning memory. I can only imagine how you enjoyed running away, wishing to forget whatever was between us. Maybe you did, for a brief moment for these 40 years. If you did, I'm writing this letter to kindly remind you of the good old times. To celebrate our reunion, invite you to the spectacle of the century, the last day of the astral moon. Welcome the first light of the dying moon. When the realm of Tuat is just a grasp away, are there any spirits you'd like to remember? Are you afraid of the light might tell you? Worry not, I'll be right there. Watch the sky closely on the 35th of Cassiopeia. See you soon, an old friend. That was... Guess he's always been a fan of symbolism. But he didn't even leave an address. Very responsible. He looks shocked. Pardon? No time. Back. Now. What's going on? Are you okay? You need help? Healing? Something's coming. Something's big. The next show? What? No. There's no time. Dark. Is the ground? Is everyone alright? I think so, yes. Whew. That was a close call. We've been really dangerous. What just happened? Why? Is there water outside the tavern? I'd also like to know the answer to that question. I've got no clue. I was just outside by the woods, drafting my newest song. The ground beneath my feet began to rumble. Not even a minute passed and it rumbled again. Then a wall of water came rushing toward me. Didn't even dare to wait. I ran immediately, looking for shelter. No way I was gonna let my hicam get wet. The strings are made of real Chapian silk, and the body's ethereal bamboo. It's a rarity. That's the first thing going through your mind with a giant wave rushing right at you? Of course. This instrument is just as valuable as my hands. And just as versatile. Is everyone alright? Please, dragons, you're alright? I was worried something had happened to you. Oh, don't worry. In the walls started rumbling, I hid under the table. Then I watched the water rush by the window. It was like a tsunami. Tsunamis are very rare. Not impossible to find at the mainland. Right. It's so strange. Everything seems to be submerged out there. I wonder what could cause such a cataclysm. It's worrying, to say the least. And it's definitely too dangerous to go outside. Even the tavern is leaking. Don't worry, it will withstand. Are you sure? I'm sure. I've gone through worse than this. You? I meant, I've gone through worse than this. Wouldn't have thought it could withstand this sort of thing, but even more so, glad it can. Seems to be simple yet very sturdy tavern after all, just like you, innkeeper. Are you flirting with the innkeeper? Pah, me? No, also that's beside the point. It is. Just called me sturdy and simple. Wouldn't count that as flirting. You wouldn't? Not really. Aww. Right, back to the point. Is exactly what happened? Not really. I was listening to the whistle of the wind in the treetops, jotting down notes for my next song, when suddenly a horde of silver-crested deer rushed past me. Before they could trample over me, jumped up on the rock I was sitting on and watched them gallop downhill. Then I saw water break through the canopies, snapping trees in half like they were short shashlik skewers. I wasted no second. I turned on my heel, knowing I'd be done for if I waited just a moment longer. Then, I was here and told you to duck. That sounds horrible. Are you right? Are you hurt? I'm fine, thanks. And anyway, with whom do I have the pleasure? I'm Grace. Nice to meet you, Grace. Oh my, you're voyage, aren't you? The silver-tongued virtuoso. Oh, yes. That would be me. My apologies, I didn't mean to push any boundaries. But I saw you perform at Dropstone Institute's campus at one time. And I must say, you pulled on all my heartstrings with a beautiful performance. Oh, I did that? Yes, I was awestruck by what your music could do. It was like magic in its very own way. Music can be very soothing in moments of distress. Were you distressed back then? A little. I don't remember exactly why anymore, but I remember the emotion. I'm not more distressed than I am right now. I hope Hex is safe and well. I'm sure he is. Shoot! Did you see that creature swim by? What? Where? It looked like a rat-winged eel. Oh? Seen one of those in ages. Where is its natural habitat? Actually, the Twilight Chasm. Why is it here? Something isn't right. I'm afraid you might be correct. I'm also afraid, very much so. I don't think it's safe to go outside. Of course not. We'd all stay for the night. Would that be possible? Of course. The tavern will withstand this. And a bit of company. I agree. Thank you, innkeeper. Say, you with the loot. What's your name? Fable. My name is Fable. Do you play? Loot, I mean? Sometimes. I'm still practicing. Not all that good with it yet. How about we play together? A song or two. Lift our spirits and wait out. The catastrophe going on outside. It's very untuned. Goes out of tune really quickly. But I guess that's a loot thing. I gotcha. Show it to me. I'll help you and then we'll jam until a new dawn rises.
Blub blub, sleep with the fishes. I guess holy jeez, we really got flooded a lot there, didn't we? We cannot even open the door, wait a second. Oh, we reached Act 3 actually. Yeah, oh my. Well, Act 1 was a little bit shorter than Act 2, that's for sure. A little bit way shorter. Now we've reached Act 3. And it's our 14th day, Rising Tides. Well, I guess I know who's gonna be in our tavern today. Oh, I didn't expect that one.
Grace? Is Grace here?
Good mythical morning to you too, Hex.
Isn't funny, innkeeper. Tell me, is she here? Please tell me she's here.
She is. I'll let her know you are too.
Thank you. By the dragons, I was worried sick. So sick.
She'll be happy to know. She'll be happy to know you're safe and sound too. Yeah, now you can actually see it outside the right window there, and even a little bit on the left one. But we had to badge up the window there. Damn. Yeah, the wall is almost going out the window. How did you get in here? Did you use a portal? You definitely used a teleportation spell. That's the only way he gets in here. Or the roof. Oh.
The flood was enormous. We should have gotten caught up in it. Oh no, no, no. I don't want to even begin to imagine.
Then don't. How about a drink to calm your nerves?
Yes. The drink sounds great. Something that'll tang on my thoughts and help me focus.
I'll see what I can do. So, classic sparkling apple, alright? Yes. Alright. 3 intelligence and 2 charm. Oh. Fuck. Oh. 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 I'm just having some really great back pain right now. I'm getting old. That was a huge thing. God damn. Oof. Maybe this helped clear your mind.
It does. At least a little bit. Thank you, innkeeper.
Oh, wait, give me a second. I have to stand up. Oh. Oh. Fuck. Alright. Oh. Alright, let's give this a try now. Oh. Oh. I don't know. Sometimes just random pain comes out of nowhere, especially on my back. I mean, I always have scoliosis, but still. Just a jolt of pain in one place and just going through the whole fucking back.
Thanks. Good to see you safe and well.
You too. Where have you been? Are you alright? Did you get hurt?
I'm fine. The innkeeper and yesterday's superstars took good care of me.
Just as he took good care of us.
The least we could have done was be there for each other. Have you been, brother dear? Did you get hurt?
No. I was worried about you. The whole night, locked in the damned house. All I could think about was how the flood might have... Why didn't you tell me you were going to Tavern? I looked everywhere for you.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know I need your permission to go outside.
It's not what I'm trying to say.
Then what are you trying to say?
That you could have gotten hurt and I wouldn't have known.
I don't expect a tsunami to hit Gaia every day. That wasn't in the foreseeable future, Hexy. Uncontrollable things happen, and when they do, we do our best to overcome them. Also, I can protect myself quite well.
Still, how was I supposed to know that you were safe?
I'm an adult, you know. I could try trusting my capabilities. Furthermore, Sorrow was very useful last semester.
P-S-A-R-O... What? Thank you, innkeeper. Sour?
Protective sigil and other remedies.
Ah. Also, the tavern itself is well protected by my own brand of sigils. That's at least something.
Yes. I'm very thankful the innkeeper in this tavern kept me safe. Didn't mean to worry you. Didn't plan on being gone for so long, but then the flood happened.
Okay, sure.
How have you been holding up? Is the house alright?
Apart from some minor damage and some leakage in the roof, I suppose it's fine. I wasn't even aware of the approaching flood until the house foundation started trembling. I was busy in the workshop, housing the essence of the mansion 5th, 6th, 7th for my research.
I hope you didn't rip a hole in the fiber of magic again.
I didn't, and even if I did, you couldn't have stopped me. You weren't there after all.
Right. But I can scold you now.
You won't want to when you find out I actually managed to harvest something.
You did? That's amazing. What a huge breakthrough that would mean.
I created a teeny tiny wave to the astral realm and got my hands on some stardust. Well, sort of.
How?
I got an astral shard when the stars fell.
Ah, I see.
There's still the issue of never knowing exactly what might come through when you open these kind of rifts. Could be anything or anyone.
Like creatures?
For example.
That wouldn't be good.
Yeah, it wouldn't. Because when the system disappears again, you wouldn't know if you get eaten by a creature or it's just out for a stroll.
Max, cut it out.
Why?
You get it, alright? I went away, you were worried, I get it. But I'm my own person, I can do what I like. I'm getting tired of this.
Well, me too.
Then stop.
Nah. I don't wanna fight.
Then don't.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's fine. I spend our time fighting when there's so many more interesting things going on. How about a wee bit of distraction? Ow, we could go down outside and see if we can take samples of the flood water. Exactly. Who knows, maybe it holds spectacular and rare magical properties. That sounds great. Maybe it'll help me finish my long-term research project. Oh. Possibly. How to access the primordial waters you'd need? Primordial seawater, no. But who knows what I'll find. Don't forget to fill me in on the research. Feel practically, I tell you anything, but only feel practically. Wouldn't have expected anything else. Thank you, Innkeeper, for hosting me tonight and all. See you soon. Wait, actually, that was the first night where we went like a night because of the flood, but where we didn't have the undo feeding animation. Good morning, you two. Did you sleep well? As well as we could with the sweet song of stormy waves pattering against the windows. So, very well and with inspiring dreams. Glad to hear that. The impromptu concert certainly helped me sleep. Because it was so boring? No. Because it calmed my nerves. All of our nerves, I think. Not that I have any. You don't have nerves? Is that a phantasm thing? No, I meant those metaphorical nerves. Oh, you get those too? No, of course not. Boy. Oh yeah, sometimes. Mostly when I have to perform. Isn't that embarrassing? Not really, but also make me nervous. Oh. I have to say, last night, performing with you for Grace and the Innkeeper was kind of relaxing. I could just lose myself in the performance without having to worry about what anyone would think of me. Not that I ever do, but it was nice. We should make more music together sometime. Actually, we just got started on a new song. Maybe you can collaborate. Really? That would be awesome. Well, yes, you're right. That would be awesome. I think working on it together could be fun. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Hooray! I'm looking forward to a grand collaboration and charming you with it, Innkeeper. Alright. You're supposed to say you're also looking forward to it. Oh, very much so. That's what I thought. Aren't we gonna be cool together? The coolest. Too cool for me to describe. I already know will blow you away. I'm counting on it. Enough chit chat. I should check up on the village. Maybe someone needs a good song to cheer them up. I'm sure Baya would love one. I think Baya was probably cheered up by a good flood. But speaking of her, maybe you can hand out some of her spa coupons for me? Sure thing. Her spa works. I shall start by lightning Grace. She's still here? No, she just left together with Axe. Something about primordial water. Those wizards. I'll try to catch up to them. See you soon. Don't finish the song without me, Fable. I'll wait for you.
Probably not. You shouldn't wait for him.
Can I get one of those coupons?
Sure you can.
Just make sure to tell Baya I sent you. Of course. What a strange morning. Exciting morning? Both, I think.
Do you like a morning drink?
Yes. Someone that will help me with writing my song, please.
So, charm or smarts? Fair enough. Makes a little bit more sense when it comes to songs. Yes, a classic sunny breeze. A breeze of myself to help out a friend. A drink with 0 primordial water. Maybe.
It does taste a little primordial and very delicious.
Perfect.
You know, last night when I couldn't sleep, I was watching the fish swimming by the
This so funny actually. I don't know. Maybe it's not funny. For me it is somehow.
When I couldn't sleep, I was watching the fish swing by the windows. The scales kept reflecting the water, making them shift and shimmer like they almost went there. I was mesmerized by them. It was like a dream that kept pulling me towards the waves. It was beautiful and haunting. You think it looks like that every day somewhere?
That beautiful?
That haunting.
I think any place we can imagine exists somewhere, if only in our heads.
I'd like to see all of those places.
I don't think they're all safe to see. Those two are here now.
Fable, by the dragons, they're here. Are you alright? I am. The innkeep kept me safe. Good to see you both are well too. Couldn't you have let us know you were breathing? We can find you anywhere. I'm sorry, I just woke up. Were you guys worried about me?
Maybe.
Of course we were. Don't even know if you can swim. I can. Can you?
Of course.
No. Oh. We should teach you sometime.
Sure.
Thank you for working with me. I actually had a pretty nice night. Roy and I give Grace and Innkeeper a small concert where we will be all stuck inside.
No. Sad that we missed that.
I can track down Roy to give you guys an encore.
That'd be nice.
Sorry I didn't get around to picking you up. It's okay, but the roads were a bit busy.
Yeah. It was a little tough getting out. Rufus loved it though. I think he made some new friends. Well, seems like this catastrophe had some pleasant side effects. What happened anyway? Did they really the moon this time?
No idea what's that supposed to mean, but no.
Or maybe.
No idea how it happened. They say the primordial sea flooded the Twilight Chasm, and it all spilled out through its portals into the sewer, leaving us with the mess.
That's new.
At least the other continents probably got through it without much trouble. For once they can be jealous of our portals.
I do hope everyone is okay.
Everyone we could check on is. Lucky for us, the water strained enough to rescue everyone around here. But I heard the underwater hasn't emerged yet.
Well, happy to see you all emerged.
Mostly.
What does that mean?
Still looking for someone? Yes, I was wondering if Melly's here. She wasn't home when I checked on her. No, she didn't stop by yesterday, nor today. Did you see her before that? Did you say that she'd be going? I'm afraid he hasn't been in since the return from Salford. That visit punk hasn't seen her either. Took a second to ask him when he almost broke down Kuma's door looking for Grace. Do we know if she can swim? I'm sure she can, and I'm sure she's just taking shelter elsewhere. Taught her how to hide well after all. Maybe she's just putting that to good use. When I returned yesterday, I found Rufus eating out of a strange apparatus. Dispenses food and water every couple hours. Like someone really smart set it up for him in their absence? Yes. He was gorging himself on some food, but Melly was nowhere to be found. Oh, that's worrying. Did she leave a note? No. I'm sure she's okay. Maybe a schooner. She probably put her up to something. I shall investigate the avenue right now. People, will you be okay with moving our time? Time? You got an appointment or something? More like a date. Can't wait for that story. I'll tell you later. But yes, we should move it. This isn't the kind of dancing in the rain I was hoping for. Me neither. Another time then. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Me too. I hope she didn't try to investigate the fish that eat her alive. Sounds a little more hopeful. The girl is savvy. I mean, look at the contraption she left behind. Ain't no fish got a chance against her. Being hopeful isn't really my thing. And make it your thing. I'll let you know when I find her. Such a man of few words. A man of words. He's just worried. Speaking of worries and words, Len, it's good to see you. To finally see you back. How was the escorting? I hope you didn't get too wet. It sure was. Something. Suddenly I've had enough of nobility for a while. With any more details on me? Well, actually, it can wait a bit, right? Should I say no or yes? I don't know. I mean, I am the innkeeper. I need to know everything about the quest and other circumstances. Even if I'm a bugged out NPC stuck in the wall, I still need to know about the quest. I don't want to piss her off. Good. Too bad. My life doesn't run on your schedule. Have some patience. I'm not very patient. Not my problem. I'd like to check up on Uncle Dragon. Make sure that old father is still up and running. Favor? I'm guessing you'd like to check in with your family too? Yes. I would love to make sure everyone's alright. Maybe Melly's with the Amaran fighter. She really wanted to ask it for tea recommendations. What about my story? You'll get it when I return. It'll be worth the wait. I'll see if I can drag Rhea and Fancy Pants along as well. I think like they could use a drink. Speaking of which, got one for the road? Sure thing. Something strong to get you for that socializing? You got it. Alright. So from Brawler it is. Let's start with some defense this time around. And then charisma. Oh. Here. The strongest thing I could pour up for you. Thanks. Miss these drinks. A little. Oh, that's sweet. Don't dwell on it. Anyway, Fable, let's go. I'll be right there. Sure, everybody will be okay, Innkeeper. Don't you worry about it. Make sure to keep a hot chocolate one for Melly. I'm sure she'd love one of those. I'll give it my best. I know you will. Don't swim out too far. We'll see. Waters are dangerous these days. Just what are you up to? Trying to make sure if enough ingredients for our chocolate around, I guess. We know exactly who did it as well. We've not met him, but our boy slash girlfriend from the past whose letter we wrote has made the stars fall from the sky. But literally. And now he made the primordial sea flood, or like the blood from the undead place. First he like the heavens, now the undead place. I wonder what comes next. Probably we're gonna meet him eventually. We have to meet him. Maybe we'll also find out more about the Innkeeper's past, because I would say he's stronger than all of the adventurers we've met together. He knows magical wizardry. He knows potion brewing. Doesn't like to be called a wizard, so he probably was a sorcerer. Could also know some fighting. There's a lot of knowledge that he hides, but people who know him from the past are always just Innkeeper. They know more than he lets on. I had some mystery to it, but yeah. Also, now that I see that thing on the left side under the head, it looks like it could be like a thing to replace Uno's arm with like a, what is it called in German? We call it Pfannenwender. Where you turn like the burgers and stuff. Anyway. Ah, there's Una. Speaking of the devil. Good to see that you're open, Innkeep. And a good evening to you too, Una. Ha! Spare me the babbling. I'm glad you seem to be unharmed. I am. Thanks to some protective spells I put on the inn a while back. Works better than any insurance. What about you? Are you unharmed? I am as good as new. Might be missing an arm, but that doesn't mean I forgot how to swim. It's easier than walking, actually. I mean, you look like a water creature, so I'm not surprised. And breathing in water instead of air was unexpectedly nice. His skills aren't just for decorative purposes. Felt a little bit like homey now. But the water tasted different than that of the astral sea. More primordial, I might even say. Yeah, I figured. But you don't seem to be worried about it. Nah. Whatever happens is none of my business now. I'm retired. And water also doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother you too much either, am I right? Since you're so close to. I knew you wouldn't forget. I might be old, but I'm not senile. Me neither. So you wouldn't call the Primordial Sea your home then? I've inhabited a few planes already. My past doesn't define the word home for me anymore. But you're right. Primordial water doesn't do any harm to me. Even if I wanted to drown in it, I wouldn't be able to. But honestly, I was more worried about my patrons than the inn itself. I hope everyone is safe and well.
Premium ist YouTube ohne Unterbrechung. Plus keine Unterbrechungen innerhalb YouTube Kids. So können
Hello? What a... Why? Where did the fucking YouTube ad come from? Why? I have only been playing the... I've been playing this game for almost 2 hours. I have not clicked anything on my browser. Why does an ad come out of nowhere? What? Hey. Have I been drinking too much or the few? Oh well.
When you wouldn't worry too much about all your regulars, adventure is a tough walk, and your drinks toughen them up even further.
I have faith that you're right.
But your Tavern, well, let's just say there's definitely seen better days. That's kind of an understatement. It looks like...
Ouch. I'm working the whole day to clean up as much as I can.
My condolences. Hey, have you ever talked to the Wizard of Moria?
No, sadly I haven't had the pleasure.
Oh, you shouldn't if you get the chance. He's always loved all kinds of spells and enchantments. More of the kind involving trickery, like puzzles and traps. I'm sure he also knows a protective spell or two. I mean, he's been protecting his visitor for quite some time now.
I'll keep that in mind if I ever get to meet him. But I suppose you're not here just to talk. How about a drink?
Yeah, you definitely have a way with customer service. How about a drink that will make my old muscles up so I can help you tidy up your tavern afterwards?
I can't quite remember having asked for help.
What's that? My old ears suddenly can't understand what he's saying. Unfortunate. Maybe a strong drink would help.
Alright, coming up. You know what? For you a special drink as well. Sailor's Courage. Actually, no, yes. No, I don't want this out from Brawler. Sailor's Courage, there we go. There you go, a drink, powerful like the Astral Sea.
Wonderful. I consumed enough primordial water to last me weeks.
And?
It doesn't exactly taste like home, but a hint of elemental magic revived some old memories. I gotta say, you definitely know your craft.
Thank you. But maybe convince you to just relax and let me do my work.
You'd like that, wouldn't ya? Forget it. Let's clean this messy tavern.
If you insist.
Before I forget, all that water swept some animal remains into my pockets. Don't really know where they came from, and I don't feel any kind of astral energy coming from them. So I assume they're either Gaian or Primordial. And before I stab myself with them while cleaning, I want to check if you'd have any use for them. Stab? Yeah, they're surprisingly sharp. I'm curious, let me see. Ah, yeah, so easy. Infusion unlocked, Saber Fang. Thank you, Una. Might not be primordial, but I think I know just what to do with them. Can I spice up some drinks? Maybe. Can't wait to try them. And now, let's spice up this old rusty tavern. The whole party is there. Aye, innkeep. Where? Innkeep? Lynn? Meetings. Wait, fuck. Meetings, innkeeper. Hello, Archie. Finally came to tell you the tale of tales. And here thought he'd never come back to tell me. Patience is a virtue. I hope it's worth the wait. It's a thrilling story, be certain. That being said, you look like you got some thrilling stories to tell yourself. Don't thrill me as much as yours will. Well, find me one question still. Shoot. Alright, that's a fair, good question. Who's that granny on your roof? An old friend of mine. She's helping me tidy up the tavern after the flood. She's a really nice friend then. I suppose so. I didn't know she was on the roof. Not a lot of tiles missing. Half of them. I'm out a quarter. That's the few actually. That's not particularly conclusive, but I trust Una and her abilities. Sometimes. Closing your eyes is the reason you'll run into the edge of a blade someday. Or not if I'm lucky. If. Did the flood hit you as well? You bet. Had to hold on to Rhea for a quick second or else you would have swept away like a twig. Ah, how dear I wished. We had just passed Famous when it happened. Luckily there were two carriages nearby wedged between sturdy trees and a large boulder. We managed to pull ourselves out of the raging waters and into those carriages. Thank the dragons. Could have gone south real quick. Oh. And the tavern looks a wee bit bad as well. It is. Been working non-stop to clean it up. That's not good. Working non-stop comes with being self-employed again. No. I mean the flood. Never heard of a flood that massive. Flood all the way from Famis to Zenith. You're right. Certainly aren't that close to the sea. Famis maybe, but not the IN. Or still very recent. We'll have to wait until we know the true extent of it. Back to your chore story for how was the journey to Divya? And how did you manage with the flood? The journey to Divya itself was uneventful. Adventuring to the Divian capital, all the more so. As for the flood, it didn't really bother us until we arrived back on the mainland. I think we should tell the story chronologically. It might make it a bit easier to digest. Thank you, Archie. Alright then, go ahead. Me? Yeah, you're good at telling stories after all. You think so? Aye. Alright, so listen closely for what's about to unfold. The story is terrifying as it is heroic. Here we go. It was midnight, and the moon was standing high when the three adventurers assembled at a meeting point. You know we were taking this carrot here along. Was a surprise. Pleasant one, I hope. having one party member more than anticipated was at least more pleasant than the surprises that lay ahead. Now I'm intrigued. So, accustomed to the pleasant surprise, I ventured to Theodore's abode in Famis. Very fancy. Very expensive. Don't think I've ever seen such a posh bit before. 3 stories tall. For one person. Don't be fair. One person and a lot of staff. The cooks, maids, and a gardener. For holiday residents. Even worse. I'd very much appreciate if we didn't judge people based on their amount of wealth. What a lack thereof. Exactly. So, we arrived at this holiday residence in Famis. Right. We approached the gate and rang the bell. The fog was creeping up around the house like it was pressuring us to go in. A man in black suit opened the gate with a deep and raspy voice said, "State your business, please." Some sort of butler told him, "Listen up, clown, you are our business." Which wasn't very polite. No one asked you. Maybe I shouldn't have, then they wouldn't have thought we were bandits. Well, we got that cleared up, didn't we? Because I introduced myself quickly when I saw some guards already approaching. Introduced myself as Gustav Archibald Richmond III. Knowing my family and the childhood friendship that we and I fostered for over 2 decades, the butler relaxed and let us through. You know what's funny, Innkeep? What? The other lad was also a third. Born in the same generation. Born the third of our names. Perhaps that's why we're destined to be friends. Just like our fathers and their fathers were. Theodore Hugo Frederick Sinclair III. This is his full name. No one called him that. We called him Theodore. Oh, Theo. Either way, we had to wrangle him out of his sleep so he wasn't all that amused to see us. And then he laid eyes upon ye, Ginger. Never seen a gaze light up so fast. What do you mean? I was happy to see you, and that's all. Ow. Ow. Well, I'm also happy always to see him, so when we caught sight of each other, all violent passions were blown away. And others were created. I found our visit very peaceful. Yeah. He is a polite lad. Offered us tea and biscuits while I waited for him to pack his things. Yeah. Not a fan of rich folks and the antiques. Tea and biscuits aren't much of an antique, no? Throwing you off a cliff is. No one did that. Metaphorically. He is the reason we almost died, though. Care, you don't need to blame the customer. Incidents like that are the reason they need help. Right. It will all make sense when we get there. So, after we had packed his things, we made our way to Wintermud Sunrise. From there we took a ship. A brig. Just for us. A whole crew for a diplomat. Safety is important for a politician. The food was great to say the least. At least. We had to take the ship, as you might be aware, Innkeeper. The bridge connecting Dewey and the mainland was destroyed, I recall. So, the ship we took brought us to Twin Bow and not to Amasa itself. I was dead. Apparently the debris from the bridge is a safety hazard for passing ships. And if there was one thing we didn't need, it was distress at sea. We were lucky with the weather. Sea stayed calm, even with a thunderstorm right behind us. And the mood in the ship was jolly. He entertained us with his old stories so old. Oh, he's a great storyteller. I wonder where he gets all his funny narratives from. Actually, I suppose he still reads a lot. We used to read together when we were younger.
It read the same book, but always one chapter at a time before giving it to the other to read the same chapter. That way, it felt as though we were reading together. It was always imaginative, still is. So we weren't bored a bit before we reached shore. You're not so bad yourself with stories, lad. I'm glad you like them. Only working on the story about you two. The Law of Elroy and the Hammer of Thunder? Yeah, Frostgrip, the Hammer of Thunder? Nah. Yeah, Frostgrip, the Hammer of Thunder with strikes. Keep working on it, lad. You're getting there. The story. Can we continue? Of course. We arrived at Twin Bow in the late afternoon. The sun was already setting on the horizon, tinting the world in colors of purple. At that point, none of us could have imagined the world would be tinted in red soon enough. Red like the sunrise? Or red like blood? We got off the ship, and after a short break in Twin Bow, we made our way to Amasa. We got about 2/3 of the way there without any issues, until darkness settled around us. The type of darkness that creeps up on you like an eerie mist. The type of darkness that chokes all noise out of the world. You know something is going on if you hear nothing. No birds, no crickets, no wind. Just dead silence. Dead silence will come to rescue me. Didn't even realize it until Care pulled me aside and pointed it out. Just as I was explaining to her, my ears perked up far away. I heard some low humming sounds. Didn't hear myself, but they were making it up, matching noise in the dark to make up for the absence of light. Sometimes the brain does things like that. It was so silent, except for all that humming. Darker than this weird feeling in my guts. Like a sixth sense. Like that, yeah. I don't know if it's the genes or the experience, but at some point it's that feeling when something shifts and things ain't as they should be. Gotcha. Either way, I hear the humming isn't long before it turns into growling. That's when I heard it too. Deep and guttural. I saw silhouettes in the woods left and right. Their eyes reflected our torchlight eerily. I held closer to Theo to protect him. Soon we were surrounded by a knot of zombies. A lot of them, everywhere. They were moaning and groaning and so ready to feast on us. I grasped Theo's hand because I had to hold on to something. I had to act fast. Always seen us and were surrounding us, so running away wasn't an option. Clearly, we had to fight our way through, so ready to my sword. It wasn't far till Amasa. I felt sturdy as a rock, like nothing could harm me. I need to ensure that the same for we and Archie and Theodore. So reach into the powers if you drink. The woman stopped walking abruptly while these beasts were approaching us. I threw my hammer just in case. I heard them mumble words I didn't understand. The hands by the citra and they put in her drinks were caught by my barber asking for guidance. She had much business with the drinks, but she had. I hoped if I reached out she could lend me some of that. I never felt so close to her before. Not even when I buried that chimera. Zombies approached, pressing close against our dim torchlight, and suddenly, a shield of light burst out of her sword, engulfing us, pushing the zombies away in an eruption of divine force. There was a light of radiant gold all around us, shimmering softly. Didn't waste any more time and kept going. Honestly, I really know what I did myself. All eyes. Luckily, seems the undead are like pack animals, at least for most part. Made all the slashing a bit easier.
She pushed forward, cannon for the zombies one by one by one, the rest of us at her heels. And it seemed like a bottomless pit, and more came rushing towards us. The traveling shield blocked most of them, but eventually it began to crack. Fair enough, a bunch of steady forceful impacts, anything breaks. But I made sure to push the undead back with my hammer. Meanwhile, Theodore seemed scared. He told me he wished it was just an assassination attempt instead. At least then the foes would have been alive. I was just as terrified, but I did my best to keep him safe. Then he tripped and fell. I tried to catch him, but he pulled me down with him. Italian was so focused on getting through the ambush that he pressed on. We fell behind, leaving the shimmering shield's presence. Darkness enclosed us, and we were caught the attention of the zombies who began cornering us. I couldn't let us die, so called out for real. By then, I'd already noticed that they were gone, so I'd called out to kill and headed back to the lads. Smashed every undead head that dared to come close and dodgy. Well, you know you had it in you, lad. Well, it was out of necessity. It happened. One of the zombies grabbed Theo's leg and had to drag him away from me, but I got up, threw my rapier and poked the thing right for the eye, dropped to the ground like a red towel. Fascinating. A little. When I heard Rhea, I heard around. They were all by themselves in the distance. Almost dying because someone didn't watch their feet. Easy care. Accidents happen. Accidents kill people. Obviously I couldn't let that happen, so I rushed back. We lost all of our previous advantages as more came flooding in by the second. Not wanting to waste any more time, I pulled Fury up by his collar and threw him over my shoulder. I wasn't risking any more accidents. Of course he didn't like that. Later he said it was invading his personal space. I told him I could have let him die instead. Which maybe wasn't the right response, I guess. Shortly afterwards, Richard gave someone from Massa. The guards came to our aid and helped burn off the zombies. Talons had feared down and held him inside the safe points of the city. The horrors were over, and thanks to Kelly and Rhea, we reached our destination. And to you, kid. Yeah, I suppose you didn't too bad of a job. Eh? Rhea was beyond thankful. Even though he was amused by being thrown over Kelly's shoulder, he understood that she saved his life. He was so impressed, they said it would make for a great story. He even started on the first draft. But after the fight, he felt really inspired to solve the conflict between Theory and the mainland. So, probably have no time to finish it, he decided to give the manuscript to me. He said he always liked when I told him stories, and he'd love to hear this tale in my words. Promised him I'd write something up for the next time we see each other. Still a better love story than one woman's book. You mean the one with the vampires? Yeah? I doubt this is gonna be a love story. Talking about you two lovebirds. Me and Theo? We are just friends. Sure you are. Either way, we brought him to his destination in the city, had some tea and started making our way back by noon. We checked out some tourist traps. The tricks don't work if you know what you're up against. How about a mark? They sure did. I only have more than enough marks at home, so I wanted you to have it. They always remember our heroic adventure. I would love to. I'm an avid keepsake collector. Splendid. Number 1 innkeeper. Definitely made for us. Anyway, afterwards we had some tea and made our way back by noon. Once we arrived back on the mainland, the flood hit like it had been waiting for us. Yeah, and soon I feel the cold water clinging to my bones. Speaking of, I'll freshen up a bit.
I have mud in my shoes. Then maybe I'll continue with the rest of the story. Of course, take your time. Now it's just us.
Indeed. That kid is so green behind the ears.
Weren't we all? Can offer either of you a drink?
After a journey like this one, I could use something that tastes like rocks and regenerates my stamina.
Coming right up. Like rocks, so strength or defense?
Of course, defense.
Classic Frosted Lagoon? Sure. Thanks, Innkeep. Much needed. You're welcome. Yeah. Let's talk about your extraordinary fighting skills. Gotta say, I was really impressed with how you decimated the zombies.
Takes a good beast slayer to know one.
Nah, I'm more of the general fighting type, you know. But I can always appreciate 2 strong hands. And such a well-crafted greatsword on top of that.
Happy to see you appreciate solid craftsmanship. It's a gift from my barber.
She told me the great dragons themselves gifted it to her, but I don't know if that's true. Could be. They won against a chimera after all.
We might be onto something there.
Have you ever heard of the Great Axe of Ur? The most powerful weapon ever forged by the origin of this world themselves? You bet. Think it really exists? I mean, my Baba loved to tell stories. When the first sword was made by dragons. Maybe Ur's Great Axe is also more than just a myth. Dwarves have their origin is a subterranean cave, you know, on the plain of Ur. I grew up in a labyrinth of caves surrounded by gems and ores, legends and tales. I mean, I haven't seen it with my own 2 eyes yet, but I'm convinced the legendary weapon exists. I bet it's so large, I probably wouldn't even recognize it as an axe.
I've heard Ur keeps it in his resting place at all times.
Yeah. But so far no one has found that yet. And hopefully no one ever has to.
What do you mean?
You know the tale. Someone was to wake Ur up. The apocalypse would begin. But that's just an old tale, right? Only there are kids that don't want to eat the food. You know, eat up or Ur will awaken.
Questioning parenting techniques, if you ask me.
Yeah, I could hear that a few times when I was still a wee man. All those tales ever did was make me want to craft a legendary weapon myself.
You ever made something like that?
Not yet, but I will soon. I'll make the greatest weapon ever forged and smash this year's Orhad blacksmithing competition to bits. I'll outcraft my ex-husband with ease, that
ex-husband?
Yeah, we used to work together. Now he claims I wouldn't stand a chance without him, but I'll prove him wrong. Anyway, and keep care. I think it's getting quite late. It's been an exhausting week.
I absolutely agree. Let's get some rest.
And then look for another quest elsewhere to afford me crafting materials. Good night, you two. Good night, Lynn. Night, Innkeep. They just leave Archie behind. I'll be like, where'd they go? Oh, so Archie is just staying. I see. Hey, the water is gone. Right, let's save. And let's take a pee.